1 week after giving her initial statement to the police, Isabella was called back in for additional questioning. "Thank you for your patience," the detective said as Isabella took a seat. "We've made some progress in processing your disturbing claims." Isabella felt her heart race. "What have you uncovered so far?" Isabella felt her heart pounding. "So what evidence do you have against my aunt and her accomplices?" The detective sighed heavily. "To be honest, our investigation hasn't uncovered anything conclusive yet." Isabella's stomach dropped.
"What?"
"But I told you every detail. I have photos and videos." "I understand, and we're still looking into it," the detective said patiently. "But your aunt is vehemently denying the allegations." Panic rose in Isabella's throat. "To be continued, she's lying. You have to believe what she did to me." The detective held up a placating hand. "No one is calling you a liar. It's just a case of her word against yours so far." "So you're not arresting her?" Isabella cried. "What about the barbershop and that creepy clinic?" "Everyone we talked to is staying tight-lipped, likely paid off by your aunt," the detective explained apologetically. "We can't make any charges stick without solid evidence." Hot tears of frustration stung Isabella's eyes. Subs after everything she had endured, her aunt was walking free. It wasn't fair. Tears burned Isabella's eyes as she exited the police station, her aunt swaggering arrogantly behind the detectives. "You failed this time, my dear niece," her aunt sneered as they reached the parking lot. "But did you really think your ridiculous lies would stick?" Isabella wheeled on her, fists clenched. "You know damn well I wasn't lying about anything. You tortured and abused me." Her aunt threw back her head and laughed cruelly. "Where's your proof?" "Those detectives didn't find a shred of evidence against me." "The barbershop has videos of you assaulting me," Isabella shouted desperately. "And that disgusting clinic you brought me to?" Smirking, her aunt replied. "Ah, yes, those places you claim I brought you. Too bad no one there seems to remember you existed." The realization hit Isabella like a truck. Her aunt had covered her tracks completely, likely through bribery and threats. "You're a monster," Isabella spat venomously. "Somehow I will make you pay for what you did." Such big words, her aunt taunted with a cruel smile. "But I'd watch who you threaten, little girl. You have no proof I ever shaved that pretty head of yours." Humiliated, Isabella could only gape in stunned silence as her aunt turned and strode away, having won this round. But Isabella burned with rage at the injustice. She silently vowed that this war was far from over between them. Still fuming from her aunt's smug release, Isabella stormed into a nearby diner and slid into a booth. A friendly waiter soon approached. "Rough day?" he asked with a warm smile. Isabella sighed heavily. You have no idea. She found herself unloading the entire twisted saga. Her aunt's forced makeovers, the barbershop assault, the illegal clinic, and now that monster is walking free because the cops didn't find proof. Isabella finished, trying not to cry. The waiter's jovial expression had turned grave. "My God, that's an incredible violation. I'm so sorry you went through that." Relief washed over Isabella that someone finally believed her story. "Thank you. I just want to expose her and make sure she can't hurt anyone else like that." An idea seemed to spark in the waiter's eyes. "You know, I might be able to help with that." Isabella looked at him quizzically as he slid into the booth across from her. "My brother runs this underground group, let's call it. They've taken down some twisted individuals before." "You mean like vigilantes?" Isabella asked nervously. The waiter's voice lowered. "Something like that. Give me a few days and I'll set up a meet where you can plead your case to them directly." Though uncertain, Isabella nodded firmly. Anything to finally get justice against that awful woman. The waiter stood, placing a hand on her shoulder. Don't worry, Dave's crew always gets results by any means necessary. Isabella shifted nervously in the diner booth. So this Dave's crew you mentioned, what exactly would they do to my aunt? The waiter, who had introduced himself as Farrick, gave her a measured look. Let's just say they have ways of making problematic people disappear. A chill went down Isabella's spine. I want justice. Farrick held up a calming hand. Of course, Dave's methods are more creative than that, but highly effective in getting results. Despite her reservations, Isabella felt a perverse thrill. Finally, someone was taking her trauma seriously. Okay, what do you need from me to set this in motion? Just get me a current photo of your aunt and her home address, Farrick replied. The crew will start doing recon right away. Isabella quickly pulled up a picture on her phone and scribbled down her aunt's address. She passed it to Farrick trepidatiously. He pocketed the information with a conspiratorial wink. Don't worry. Dave works discreetly. Your aunt will never see this coming. Isabella gulped hard but nodded resolutely. Good. She deserves whatever's coming after what she put me through. A few nights later, Isabella's phone buzzed with a new number. It's go time, a gruff voice said. Look outside in 5 minutes. Her heart pounding, Isabella peered through the blinds and saw a sleek black sedan laying by the curb. Right on cue, her phone buzzed again. Get in. Steeling herself, Isabella crept outside and opened the rear door. 2 large men in ski masks filled the back seat. You the one with the problem, Aunt? One growled. Isabella nodded tremulously. Yes, that's me. The other man smirked. Then buckle up, sweetheart, we're gonna solve that real quick. The car peeled away from the curb. After a few blocks, Isabella noticed her aunt strolling down the sidewalk ahead. There's our target, the first man said, hitting a button that made the rear windows ascend. You're about to get your revenge. Terror and excitement gripped Isabella as the sedan pulled up alongside her unsuspecting aunt. The rear door flew open. There's our target, the first man said, hitting a button that made the rear windows ascend. You're about to get your revenge. Terror and excitement gripped Isabella as the sedan pulled up alongside her unsuspecting aunt. The rear door flew open.
What the?
Her aunt cried as the 2 men leapt out. Evening, Ma am, one snarled, seizing her in a vice grip. Your niece has a message for you. You? Her aunt shrieked, recognizing Isabella in the car. You little brat, what have you done? Me. Isabella replied with a newfound edge in her voice. I'm just returning the favor, Auntie. The other man brandished a buzzing hair clipper menacingly. Time for a little makeover. Her aunt's eyes widened in horror as she was shoved into the car beside Isabella. The door slammed shut, trapping her with her no please. Her aunt shrieked, clawing desperately at the windows. Isabella, I'll do anything. Just let me go. Isabella remained silent, a cold satisfaction settling within her as she watched the fear contort her aunt's face. The tables had finally turned. The man with the clippers cackled. Sorry, lady, but your niece booked a full-service package. We aim to please. He flipped the switch, the buzzing filling the car as he began to shave her aunt's meticulously styled hair. Her screams of protest were drowned out by the relentless buzzing and the men's mocking laughter. The car raced through the city, taking them to a secluded warehouse on the outskirts. Inside, a dimly lit room awaited. Isabella watched with a detached curiosity as her aunt was strapped to a chair, her once elegant clothes replaced with a plain white gown. The clippers continued their work, leaving her completely bald.